close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Welcome to Truckers Safety Divas, a weekly show for those women in the trucking industry every Saturday night. Our show will be starting soon with your host, Angie and Lori. Please be sure to like, heart, and share our videos. And be sure to join us on Facebook at Truckers Safety Divas. Now sit back and get ready for the show with your host, Angie and Lori.
Hey girl, how are you?
Oh my gosh, it's been a day.
So we should probably preface this by saying that you are literally rolling with the Underwoods tonight because you're doing the show while you're rolling.
Yep, we are rolling.
Part of trucking, right?
Right? Well, we're trying to get home for our 34, so we're like, 11 minutes from the house? Oh, we're not even about 11 minutes, so we're almost there.
Holy crap! Okay, this is bad timing for the show. I'm so sorry.
Hey, that can all wait till later.
I want to bring on, we have a special guest with us tonight, Joanne Mills. I want to tell a little bit about her before I bring her on. So Joanne has been a trucker for a very, very long time, and she is one of our fans of Truckers TV. But what's really cool about her is she had let her CDL lapse, and she'd gone back out and got her CDL again, and she's just started working for Schneider. So talk about tough woman trucker. So we were so pleased to have Joanne join us. So I'm going to bring her on real quick. Hey, Joanne, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Hey, girl!
Hey.
She's doing her 34 too.
I'm doing like 72.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I test out next week. So
oh, that's so
Monday
awesome.
or Tuesday where I can go home for Thanksgiving and then come back and get I'll go to Carlisle. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. And I'll go to Carlisle, Pennsylvania probably to get my truck.
Nice.
That's so awesome. I'm so excited for you.
I can't wait.
The adventure starts soon.
Exactly. And I know you said that Schneider has been really good to you because I know you've been out of the field for a while and you came back and you went through Schneider to get back on the road. So can you tell us a little bit about like how your CDL lapsed and how you decided to go back into trucking?
I got Lyme disease, which is a very bad thing. You get it from ticks, mosquitoes, that kind of thing. It's a lot of pain. I was miserable. I was on disability for 12 years.
Oh,
wow.
And my doctor said I'll never be able to go back to work again. So I gave up my CDL because I got tired of paying the money to keep my CDL. And I decided that I was going to do something for myself. And I was on like 35 different prescription medications. They were giving me drugs. They were giving me like oxycodone and Oxycontin and fentanyl patches and stuff. Well, I was having reactions to them, so they were giving me drugs to take care of the reactions. And I was on all these drugs, and I'm like, one day I just decided, nah, this isn't for me. So I got rid of all the drugs. I just quit cold turkey. My doctor said I don't advise that. Well, I was miserable for months,
Yeah.
but I did it. I did it. And I
I
decided at 65 years old, I'm going back to driving trucks. And that's what I'm doing.
I
Good
am so
job.
proud of you. Lori and I have followed you on this journey, and it's been so exciting. I'm like, when you're like, I knew you before you were thinking about going to CDL, and then who do I go through? And oh my God, it was so exciting. And then it was like, just following your journey. But I do want to tell you, Dennis posted this comment. I wanted to let you know. He said, I remember that you were wanting to be back on the road. Wow, I am so proud of you. See, you're an inspiration to so many people.
My trader, I went out for 2 weeks with this guy. Well, 10
Did
days
you?
is actually what we were out. We were out from Monday till Thursday. And we had to do a 34-hour reset on a Saturday because we were running so hard. We were running like a team, and we were hymns into the sea. We did 5,800 miles in 10 days. We were
Holy
in
cow.
Missouri. We ended up in
Wow.
Massachusetts. We came the first 2 days we ran around Tennessee. We went through Nashville like 3 times. It was so much fun.
Wow.
And
Girl,
I
you
did
could have
most
stopped
That
of
is
and
the
so
seen
driving,
me.
so it was great.
Yeah. Next time you're in Tennessee, just look up Lori.
We
Come see
zipped
me.
through there.
Have you seen any snow yet this year?
A little bit in Chicago the other night.
Yeah. We got stuck in Colorado already. We got up to the very top of the mountain and it said chain up. I'm like, oh man, not
We
what you want to
haven't yet.
see.
But
Oh,
Schneider said
well,
they're gonna test me early next week so I can be home for Thanksgiving. I've been
I'm
here
so
since
happy.
I've been away from home since October 9th.
Yep.
And today's the 13th of November. So it's been over a month. I'm not really ready to go home, but I want to go home because I want to get my CDL. I want to get a truck. And then I'm going to go
Yes.
truck until Christmas. And after Christmas, just run me. I don't care. That's just
Right?
the way I am.
You're going to
Well,
have to post pictures like Lori did of like how you decorate the truck and where you're putting everything so
Oh,
we can
yeah.
all get like organizational and storage ideas.
or you can steal ours.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She,
have a
she
few
stole
ideas for
mine.
you, Lori.
I'm a
Oh.
copycat.
So nice.
So I wanted to, sorry, I'm going to pop over you girls for just a minute. I want to give an update to our viewers real quick. So a lot of you guys have known that we've talked about Catherine Pennycoff. She actually was on here a couple weeks ago. She's a trucker's wife, and she did a show with us. And we were so impressed with her and her story and just her positive personality. She's battling breast cancer, and we made her a diva, and she's one of us. So we're so happy. She had a double mastectomy yesterday. I mean, huge. I don't know. I don't know how she went through it. She had the surgery yesterday and was discharged late last night because there was a few complications. But she's home. She's resting. We have been doing a fundraiser for her. I have posted Trucker Safety Diva, Trucker Safety Info, Married to the Road. I'll post it again right after the show. So far, we've raised about $800 for her, and we've already given her $500 prior to surgery because there was a bunch of supplies that she needed to buy prior to surgery. Now, the fundraiser is still going for Cynthia. Tonight, we wound up the Divas. We pitched in and bought her dinner. So DoorDash delivered some food for her because the last thing we wanted her to do was have to get up and try to cook. But the other thing that we've set up on Trucker Safety Diva, and I wanted to let everybody know about it, is Tia, who we've had on the show before, one of my other divas, is also a cancer patient. Unfortunately, her cancer that she's dealing with is melanoma, and it is terminal. But she has been a huge resource to us and helping us. And so she has started what's called a meal train on Trucker Safety Divas. And what it is that you'll find the information on Trucker Safety Divas. Again, I'll share it again right after the show. But what it is you can buy actual food gift certificates to local food stores in her area so that her family doesn't have to cook every night. And they can go out and just use the gift card to purchase a meal at their local restaurant. So it's our way of trying to help them out so that they're not having to cook so much, because her husband is only home. Ron's home. He leaves Monday morning. So he's only going to be home until Monday morning. And then her daughter will be there next week. So we really don't want her having to cook. And then the other thing is she has another surgery coming up where they're going to be redoing and trying to rebuild her breast again. So she's got 2 surgeries. So again, we'll post it up on Trucker Safety Divas. I'm really hoping that we can try to get this up, up. My goal is $2,000. That would be lovely. I personally have been pitching in every Friday. If you guys go in there and look, you'll see every Friday I've been pitching in. I would really just love to help her out as much as we possibly can. So have you heard anything?
We want to pitch in also, but of course, moving from one company to another company, our check was a little short, so we will
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. We've talked about that, Lori. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there. We're trying to really help this family out. You guys know that I try to do a lot of charity work when it comes to truckers, and this family, she's so, I can't even stress to you guys enough how appreciative she is of the help. She wasn't expecting it. She didn't expect Lori and I to do a fundraiser for her, and she is so, so appreciative. So we want to mention that. Sorry, I know we're missing comments here.
When Catherine first started coming to me and talking to me about it, she was private messaging me. She's like, I don't know how to talk to you. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, honey, just spit it out. Whatever it is, we can handle it. She's like,
Yes.
I got the surgery coming. I says, okay. And she's like, but we don't have the finances. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
There's a lot of things that aren't covered.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let me talk to Angie, and I'm pretty sure we got you covered, darling.
Us 2 women, we put our heads together. We come up with stuff. Truckers, watch out.
Sometimes now.
We try. Alice said, you are truly an inspiration. May God bless you. Connie says, hi, ladies. How are you doing? Dennis says, what a success story with the Divas. Let's see. Sorry, we got a ton of comments here, guys. I'm trying to put them all up. There was a couple of things I wanted to bring up before we get into our topic for tonight. Another thing I wanted to mention, we've been talking a lot about Toys for Tots. Lori and I have partnered with Truckers TV and Dennis to do the Toys for Tots campaign. Again, this is posted on Trucker Safety Divas, and we actually have the address right there for Dennis. I've sent him, I think, 5 toys at this point. We're trying to send him some every Friday. So if anybody would like to help with brand new toys, you guys can send them through Amazon. It's so easy. You don't have to pay for shipping costs. And I'm sure Dennis is going to do a live video feed showing you guys all the toys that we're going to be giving to Toys for Tots. It's that time of year, you guys can do it as a tax write-off. And we all know that Toys for Tots is an amazing organization. So anything we can do to kind of help out is awesome.
We'll be sending some out this Friday.
Yep. So let me think here. One more thing. I had a news story I was going to share. I got 2 phones going here. Sorry, guys, for news stories. Because I had so much stuff here. Okay, now I can't find my news story. I had it up there. Hold on just a second. I posted on Trucker Safety. So this is from CDL Life. So we're going to start doing Truckers News at the beginning of every week when we do our shows. And so this was just one story I was going to mention. And the reason I'm mentioning it, and you'll understand when I talk about it, but it is it says 1 dead after a pickup attempt to pass a semi-truck using the shoulder. And so the reason I'm sharing this story, and I have shared the link to the full story up on Trucker Safety Divas, is because we talk all the time about how dangerous it is for 4-wheelers to be passing us and driving recklessly. And this is what happens. So this gentleman, it says 1 person is dead after a pickup truck driver attempted to pass a semi-truck using their shoulder. The accident happened yesterday at 4:30 p.m. in Spartanburg, South Carolina. The pickup truck and a tractor trailer were heading east on Interstate 26, 4 miles east of Highway 221. When the pickup decided that he was going to try to pass the semi-truck on the right shoulder. The pickup truck then slammed into the back of another semi-truck parked on that shoulder, and the wreck caused the first semi-truck to also hit a stopped rig. So his actions caused chain reaction, and he wound up dying from it. It's like, how many times do we talk about four-wheelers and how they get so impatient with us in traffic? And I understand that we're slower than you guys, we're bigger than you guys, but when you're only saving yourself 30 seconds or a minute, in traffic. And then when you do stuff like this is what happens. And a lot of times it's the opposite, where the truck driver is actually the one who dies, not the one in the four-wheeler. So I just, irritates me. I thought I'd bring it up. What do you think, Joanne?
I was coming through West Virginia on the 2-lane on, I believe it's US 35 that goes into Charleston out of Ohio the other day. And I had 45,000 pounds in the trailer. So we were grossing right at 80,000 pounds because the truck I was driving had an APU on it. And we had this guy pass us, but he didn't try to pass us. He tried to pace us.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, he's sitting out in the other lane on a 2-lane road going, and I'm watching ahead of me, which I always do. And I see this traffic coming, and I'm thinking, this guy isn't going to make it. He finally backed out of it, got behind me. But I thought, man, what is this guy thinking? He could have had a head-on collision, caused me to have an accident, because when the collision happens, it spins the other vehicles underneath your trailer or into your truck, and you're just a captive audience.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think that's the most important thing I learned from Larry. And I didn't so much learn it from CDL school because he was my trainer for the first 6 months. But he has preached to me from day one, be watching ahead of you, to the side of you, watch everywhere, because you just never know. And especially on the right-hand side where you've got that blind side, and then you get those little tiny cars that you can't see. So it's like I'm always trying to look ahead of me and trying to always forecast, okay, what's going to happen ahead of me because of stuff like that. And especially when you're going on, by the ramps and you're waiting for people to merge, you always have to, okay, are they going to cut in front of me? Are they going to cut behind me? Are they going to ride along the side of me? What are they going to do?
I know, it's crazy. My trainer, the guy that I was with this week, the last 2 weeks, even said to me, you're constantly looking in the mirrors. I don't do that. I said, you have to be. You have to look 10, 20 vehicles ahead of you, just as far as you can see ahead of you. That's the only way to drive defensively, in my opinion.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you 100%. You have to drive, especially as we're considered professional truck drivers, we have to drive defensively because we just don't know how all the other cars and trucks on the road are going to be reacting to the way we drive and the way we make moves. So, yeah, I totally agree with you.
And after being out of it for 12 years, the thing I noticed the most in my 2 weeks that I was out was people on their freaking cell phones.
Yes.
And
all the time.
Paying attention to what they're doing.
Oh, honey,
and what shocks me? Go ahead, Lori.
There's all kinds of stuff that they'll do when they're driving down the road. I've seen women putting on makeup. I've seen people getting things that they shouldn't be doing when they're driving.
But what I'm shocked by is I'm shocked by how many truckers that I see driving with either the cell phone in their hand, or it's on the dash and you see them texting. I mean, I'm shocked by how many truckers I see that do that, because I'm just like, cars, you expect it, but not so much from truckers. And I can't tell you how many times I'm driving down the road and they got the phone like right here in front of their face. I'm like, how the hell can you see?
Yeah, really. It's crazy.
Jim Dixon said, I can't even see the small cars on my right-hand side. Exactly. Penny McGraw said, good evening, ladies. It'll be great if they have more spaces to park. than trucks on the highway. Yeah, that's one of the topics we're going to be talking about tonight. We're talking about a couple different things tonight, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes. I am going to do a commercial break though. We're talking about the truck parking shortage. As truck drivers and Lori's trucker's wife, you guys all know that we struggle with this on a daily basis, trying to find safe, secure parking. It's an issue. It's a big time issue. The other thing is a lot of companies are supposed to be providing safe havens for you if you can't find a place to go. That's another issue. One of the things I did want to talk about just a little bit tonight is Jason's Law, which was a law that was passed, and I'll go into that. But I want to mention before I start talking about Jason's laws, please visit Real Women in Trucking. Desiree Wood has done so much work to help get Jason's laws passed. There's so much really good information on both their Facebook page and their website. So I know I'm just kind of skimming over this, but they have done tremendous work to try to help with the trucking and parking situation. And so I wanted to mention that because we're not going super into detail, but there's a lot of great information on Real Women in Trucking. So we're going to take a quick break because we've got a lot of commercials tonight. So give me a few minutes and we'll be right back. If I can find the commercials. Here we go.
Join Truckers on TV. 2 veteran truck drivers sharing their lives as veterans and truck drivers. Join Larry Baum and James Underwood every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central, where they will discuss new trucking topics, latest trucking news, and occasional guest speakers. You can find us on Facebook, Truckers on TV.
Treat a Trucker was started by Larry and Angela Baum in March of 2021. They started Treat a Trucker to help feed truck drivers during the pandemic, to say thank you for keeping America going. Since then, they have gifted over 700 truck drivers with a free meal in the form of a gift certificate. It is their way of giving back to the trucking community and thanking our drivers for sacrificing time away from home and family to help supply America. Make a donation today at Treat a Trucker on Facebook to give a truck driver a free meal today. We are also so excited to announce the addition that Lori and James Underwood are joining us to help gift even more truckers.
Lori, so tell us about, you finally got to hand out a Treat a Trucker gift card this week.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to hand them all out all week long. And they're like, no, just pass it to somebody else. I'm like, come on, just take my card. So finally, this guy's like, hey, I'm a trucker's wife, and we do something special to repay our truckers back. He's just looking at me, and I'm like, do you want to hear what I got to tell you? So he's like, yeah. I'm like, yay. I was so happy, but I was nervous as hell.
I get scared every time, and I've been doing this for a year and a half. I'll always look at him, I'm like, is he a nice trucker, or is he going to yell at me and be like, I don't want what you're selling?
Pass it on. No, take the card.
I don't want to pass it on. Oh, okay. So, Lori, I was going to hand it over to you after you get done coughing. I'm sorry. I caught you at a bad time.
It's okay.
But you kind of did some research as far as, the topic we talk about, which is, us truckers, no offense, not me particularly, because we throw away our trash. But one of the biggest reasons that there is an issue with truck parking is a lot of the big, like Walmart, Home Depot, Cabela's and stuff like that, they used to allow truckers to park in the parking lot. A lot of those stores now are not allowing us because we leave our trash and our pee bottles and everything else, and it's disgusting. And so you kind of did a little bit of research on that, so I was going to let you kind of talk about that. James, I swear to God.
Okay, so the major reason that we can't find parking or that Walmart won't let us park there no more is because, I'm sorry, it's not really hard to step out of your truck, go a couple inches, and throw your trash away. The more we keep polluting and littering, the more we're not going to have a place to park at all.
Yes.
Even some of the truck stops we're parking at now, they're nasty. They're gross because they're trash all over. There's pee bottles. I can take the dogs out and okay, so there was one time we took dogs out and somebody had a poop bag. I'm sorry, come on. We don't want to see that. I know we all
No.
do it, but really? So, all I ask, get a camping toilet. Angie's got the pictures. They are there. You can find them at Cabela's. You can find them at any grocery store. There it is. It's got a flush tank and everything. You can put water in it. 2 to 3 days. You got to change it out. But stop leaving your pee bottles everywhere and your poop bags. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is something that we see way, way, way too often as truck drivers. And you know what I feel the absolute worst about? Hold on, I'm trying to get this picture off. What I feel so bad about is I feel so bad for the people that the people who work at the truck stops that have to go behind us and clean that crap up. I'm sorry, nobody gets paid enough to have to go clean that up. I wouldn't want to have to clean it up. And that's just kind of the rule that I live by. I'm not going to leave something somebody else to clean up.
The last picture you put up, that was our military going out there and cleaning up our trash. That's
Which
not
is
the
ridiculous.
military job.
No.
They're supposed to be protecting us, not cleaning up the crap that we're throwing out our windows.
I did want to comment on this one. I'm not sure who it is because it says Facebook user. Everybody can help by participating in their local truck parking meetings in their home state and city. And yeah, Desiree Wood's actually been talking to us about that, and I've been trying to get educated on it. But part of the thing that Jason Law did was that they're supposed to allow a grant for every state to try to figure out the parking situation in each individual state to try to make sure that they are providing safe haven parking. And so I know that was one of the things that Jason's Law tried to do. So that was really good. Joanne, I know it's been a while since you've been on the road, but in your opinion, has the trash situation, like in the truck stops and do you think that's gotten worse or has it stayed the same?
I think it's gotten worse. I was out for 2 weeks, well, almost 2 weeks, but I saw the guy that I was with, I call my trainer, but I sort of trained him, I think, but we sort of trained each other. We just had a good time and we ran a hell of a lot of miles. I mean, we were in Missouri to Massachusetts in like 10 days and around Tennessee. We were through Nashville like 4 times.
Wow.
We had a blast.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I think it's worse. He wears flip-flops, and he's and I know Larry does, but I can't do that. It just goes right to me. I wear moccasins to drive with soles in them because they're comfortable and my feet don't hurt. But when I get out of the truck, I put boots on because I'm so scared of what I'm walking through. In the truck stops, it's unreal how nasty truck stops have gotten in the last 12 years that I've been on disability.
Yeah,
I mean that
was one of the first rude awakenings. That was one of the first rude awakenings I had when I got out here on the road because Larry told me, he's like, if you see something wet on the ground, do not step. Gas station or something, you're thinking they may probably, dump their soda out the window or maybe the water's coming out from the radiator. He's like, don't trust the water. He's like, don't trust it. Oh my God, I had no idea until I started being out here full time. I'm just like, oh, it's so gross.
Well, even when you get out of the truck, if it's been raining a little bit, the smell is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can be like that. I just don't understand it. I don't
either.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a camping toilet. I always did in the truck. And even when I ran with my partner, we had a camping toilet in our truck, and we would
Yeah.
empty it when it needed to be emptied. But we ran team, and it was, I mean, you just can't be throwing that stuff out in the parking lots and that. It just,
No.
it's
And
not
I know
right.
I know that's like a disgusting topic that women don't want to talk about, but let's be honest here. Okay, Lori has a camping toilet. We have a camping toilet. And Joanne has. It's not something we are proud of, not something that we're glad. But hey, you could get stuck on the highway and be out there for 8, 9, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Or you're driving team and you're late for a load and you don't have time to stop, because when you have to go to a truck stop, it's a 15-minute stop minimum. So
Or
it's like,
or you get to a customer, to a
yes.
delivery place. Oh, you can't use the toilet here. I'm sorry.
Or you're
Yep.
stuck in a live
And
load
that
or live
happened to us.
unload.
We ran
Yeah.
hard to get to the place. We both had to use the bathroom, and they wouldn't let us use the bathroom.
Yeah.
That is absolutely, totally wrong, in my opinion.
Yep.
But
And
that's
Lori,
because
Lori,
of
you,
nasty people.
yeah. And Lori, you made a good point that a lot of times, us too, we have to do live loads. And so sometimes those live loads can take a very long time.
Very long time. So
Oh,
it makes sense to me, okay? Because a lot of us women have children. A lot of us women have problems with our stomach.
yeah.
Get a camping potty, because my bladder's weak from all the surgery. I can't go 4 or 5 hours without going.
Yeah.
So it's just easier for him to have it in here. When I gotta go, I go.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I think at this point, it's just, I mean, I was so against having something in my truck. I would make him stop all the time. And then I'm like, oh, this is so much more convenient, because the last thing I want to do in the middle of the night is to get up, bundle up, have to go into a truck.
Right?
I'm like, not happening.
That last question a minute ago, I don't know who it was from. Yeah, Pam. Pam,
Mhm.
honey, there is different potties out there. There's a full size, like we just showed, where you can do the water and stuff, but there's also the ones that fold up with the bags. So
Yeah.
if you don't have the room for the big one, you can always get the little one. So we can just fold it up and put it on the side of your curtain or something, and then just take the bag out.
Yep. I've never tried the funnel one. I'll be honest with you. Somebody sent me that message the other day. They're like, "Have you used that funnel one?" I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope."
I thought about buying that when I first came on the road with James. I'm
I
like,
did too.
oh no, that.
Hey, more power to you. If you can use it, you go for it. But I'm not
Right?
doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Cindy said, "I wish all truck drivers can keep their land clean and dump the garbage. Who cannot on the side of the road? How do I? Auto truckers are not doing it. Doesn't have a place to park, and that's not fair." Yeah, I mean, a lot of the reasons, part of the reasons that we don't have such good places to park, exactly, is because we do it to ourselves with the trash. When it comes to Walmart and Home Depot and Cabela's and those big stores that used to allow us to park, and some do, but they're starting to frown away from that, is because they're sick and tired of cleaning up our trash. It costs them money, and they want their property to look nice, which, makes sense. Doesn't anybody? So, I mean, that's one of the reasons. And then the other reason is, we've got a lot of new truckers that have come in over the last few years. And, more trucks on the road, and they're not putting in enough parking to accommodate that is also another issue too. And sadly, when I was doing the research, so I said that there's approximately 313,000 parking spots that are currently available, and that's according to a parking survey that they did. The problem is that most of the available parking is not in like high demand areas. For like example, California, super hard place to find truck parking, especially along the I-5 and the I-95 corridor going along the East Coast. So there may be, you think 313,000 truck parking spaces, and we're talking rest areas, we're talking your truck stops. We're talking places that allow you to park. But a lot of these areas are not in demand areas. For example, New York and New Jersey, those are two places that truck parking is super hard to find. So again, they're supposed to be, with Jason's Law, and I'm going to go into that in just a few minutes, they're supposed to be having the states reevaluate their truck parking situation and start looking on how they can improve it so they can provide safe truck parking. I hope this happens because it's a big issue. Do you find that you have a lot of problems, Lori? Are you having the same issue we do? Like, it seems like after 5 o'clock at night, you're lucky to find a spot.
About 6 or 7. If you're not in a spot, you're not gonna get one.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is. But there is something that me and James do, and I don't know if you guys do it, but if we wind up at Walmart or something, even though we're not supposed to park there, we go ask the manager.
Yeah.
We physically ask them, can we stay here? We're out of time. We have nowhere else to go. Usually, if you physically ask them, they'll let you. But if you don't ask them, that's when you get booted.
Yeah, and they boot pretty seriously there, especially if they have the signs posted. It doesn't take long for them to boot. We have a comment that says you can also get a 5-gallon bucket at Walmart in an outdoor camping. See, like $19.99 and black trash. Yeah, I've heard a lot of women. I don't do this personally, but I have seen it because it was a topic we were going to discuss. Sure, how we could. Hey. So a lot of women though use kitty litter, and they'll get the 5-gallon buckets, and they'll get the toilet seats to put over it so it's cushioning, and they'll put kitty litter in the bottom of them just to help. Oh, Larry says use a noodle around the rib. We've seen that too, just to help giving you a little cushion. But the kitty litter will help absorb it and absorb the odors too. So, you guys get all kinds of great information tonight. Oh God. Okay. Sorry, I don't understand that one. Not everyone can do. Yeah, that's the other one. We were talking about, so reserve parking. So a lot of times when you guys, which truckers, people who are not truckers might not understand, most of the big trucking companies have rewards systems. So like Love's, your TA, your pilots. With the reward systems, the more you fuel, the more points you get. And you can use those points to either buy stuff, or you can use it towards reserve parking. Reserve parking is nice because with reserve parking, you can go onto your app and say like, okay, 5 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be at this location. I'm not sure if there's going to be any spots left, so I'll use my reserve parking. The problem is if you don't have points or you don't have credits, that reserve parking is super expensive. It can be anywhere from $15, I've seen it go up to $25 a night. So, if you don't have that point system and you need to do reserve parking, and a lot of times when you pull into a truck stop late night, that's the only parking that's available is reserve parking. And they take that seriously. About 11 o'clock at night, you'll see the security guy going by and seeing if you have a receipt showing that you paid for reserve parking. And if you don't, they're going to kick you out. And if you don't answer, then they're going to boot you.
If it's not hanging in that window.
Yep.
Can I add to that?
Absolutely.
I was out with this guy. So we got a motel every night. So we called this motel in Beckley, West Virginia. Do you have semi-truck parking? Yes, we do. Okay. So I drive in there and I'm like, David, we don't have semi-truck parking in this place. We parked in a bunch of car parking places. But to get out in the morning, we had to go around the back and do some super backing maneuvers, and I got us out.
Oh.
But you can't even count on the motels that say they have truck, because it said all over their website, we have truck parking. I'm sorry, they didn't.
Yeah, we had that happen to us at a super
parking. Yep. Pickup truck parking. This was a Quality Inn.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Larry, I always make fun of his OCDness he's very, very handy. Whenever we just say we're going to stop at a hotel and we're looking, we have to, A, it has to be pet friendly, and B, of course, truck friendly. So he will use Google Maps to actually look at the parking lot to see, can I get my truck physically in there? Because even though it says truck parking, I don't think they account for how big our trucks are or how many trucks that they can accommodate. So he's constantly, before we book a hotel, he'll be like, okay, honey, they said that they accommodate trucks and they said they accommodate pets. Let me get on Google Maps and make sure because we've had
Well, we
that
did
happen.
that at all the others, but this one we didn't because we thought,
Oh,
oh, it's a quality. We got this. We have
yeah.
no problem. But it
Oh.
just happened. I got us out of it. I mean,
See?
I could back a truck. I've
See, you
been
got
able to all my
this.
life. But,
Who was training who again?
well, we sort of trained each other. I think it was more me training him. I hate to say that. But he's only been trucking for a year and a half, and he's a trainer. But that's
he's
just the
still
way
he's
it is
still
these
learning.
days. Yeah, it's just, I'm still learning. I've been
Me
driving for
too.
35 years. I learn every day.
Yes.
You never stop learning in this industry.
No.
Larry always says the day you say you've learned everything in trekking is the day you need to hang up your keys. I learn something new
Exactly.
every day. You got to have an open mind and be willing to learn from others. Otherwise, you're never going to make in this business.
Hmm.
Pam said it's hard in a pickup truck.
Yeah.
You know, a
Hubby
lot of
loves his less
people
cars.
wonder, why do you do this, Lori? Why do you roll with your husband? Well, for one, I don't want to be home alone.
Yeah.
Two, I absolutely love the trucking industry. And that's why I do this. It's not
Yeah.
because I like all the long hauls or I like all the bumpy damn roads we're going down. It's because I want to be out here with him.
Yeah. And you should also state that you're more than just a trucker's wife because you do a lot of the work on the truck too to help James out on top of all the social media that you do. So I think that's one of the things. I had an owner operator make a comment a couple months ago about truckers' wives, and it really ticks me off. And it was in regards to someone like you, Lori, who rides with her husband. And it was like, well, why can't they get a job? Well, a lot of times when a trucker's wife is with her husband on a truck, that is a job because she's doing the paperwork, she's doing the dispatching, she's looking for the loads on the load board. It just really ticked me off. I was like, oh.
I do a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
his
said
co-pilot,
Yep.
So,
Whether you're
and
on a truck, or whether you're at home taking care of those kids, I've always said truckers' wives and truckers' spouses and boyfriends or girlfriends do not get enough recognition, in my opinion.
it's the same way with the military wives. We don't get enough recognition either. So it's the same
Yes.
thing. It's just a different career choice now, But I've learned the pre-trips. I'm gonna learn post-trips. I'm gonna learn change. I'm gonna learn all that stuff. But honestly, guys, if your wife, get out there on the road with your husband. I don't just sit here on my butt. I work all the social medias. I do the loads, and here, look at.
He's always your doppelganger, isn't he? Back there just.
Wait, hold on, my thing cut off.
Wrong button.
Oh, she can. Can you hear me now?
Hold on, let me switch.
You gotta turn it back.
No, I'm just switching over.
That's okay. I'm gonna put up a comment from Arnie. He put another problem is that disabled truckers who can't walk and dump the trash out of necessity and spite, which creates more mess and a bad situation. That's true. That's very true.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to experience it, guys, then yeah, get out here. Get out here. No, it's not easy. I mean, by the time we stop at night, I am dog flipping tired too. But I love it. So please don't ever question why our wives or our spouses, I can't just say wives, but why our spouses come out here and do this with our, our loved ones. It's because we want to. And also, we're doing stuff too. We're not just sitting around eating bonbons all day. It doesn't work that way.
Oh, that's bull crap. I call you all the time and you're eating bonbon. See, James is saying, yeah. Tiffany Richmond, which I know we've talked about Tiffany a lot, Lori, but she's actually my friend Chris Richmond's daughter, and she is going to be turning 21 next October. And she loves Trucking Safety Divas and everything we do. That just to give you girls a heads up, we're going to have to be training this girl because next year she's going for her CDL. So super excited. And speaking of which, before I forget, Joanne's going to be joining us again next week, because next week we're talking about, and I'm going to try and see if I can get possibly Chris Johnson on here too, because she's getting ready to start CDL school. But we're going to be talking about women who are interested in going into the trucking field, what all CDL school entails, how they get started with CDL school. And we do have a couple of newbies like Joanne, who's finishing up her training, Chris Johnson, who's getting ready to start CDL. We had a girl named Rose who was in the middle of her CDL training, and unfortunately she was in a car accident. So she's going to have to restart her CDL training. But that's what next week's show will be on. And so Joanne's going to be back with us to talk to us, because we thought, what better person? Yeah, she was in a bad accident.
Oh, wow.
So she's gonna, last time I talked to
What happened to her?
Yeah,
I wondered what happened to her.
Yeah, she was in a bad accident. When I talked to her last week, she was still in the hospital.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Yeah, she's going to have to restart her CDL training.
Well, I gave up my CDL. I want that point to be out there. I decided that I would never be able to drive again.
Yeah.
So rather than pay the $80 or whatever it is, I decided to give and the guy at the DMV told me, you're crazy. Don't ever give up your CDL. I said, I'll never be able to drive again. And then I decided to get myself better. And that's what I did. And now I'm going through the whole thing again. Well, I was grandfathered in the first time I took the written test. The company I worked for signed a paper, well, I was leased to, signed the paper and said, oh, she can drive. So they gave me my CDL when they did it in 92.
Yep.
And that's where I'm at.
Well, Lori, I was going to say, your story is very similar to Joanne's story, because just 3 years ago, you were in a wheelchair, and she's gone from being in a wheelchair to now being able to walk on her own, and she's out on the truck now, and she's independent. Your guys' story are very similar. Even though you're not a truck driver, Lori, you also overcome.
You go.
In fact, my greatest achievement out of the 2 months I was home alone was throwing out that damn chair. I don't have to look at it anymore. I'm like, it's gone.
Well, there was days when I was sick with the Lyme disease that I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, I was sick. I really was sick.
That Lyme disease is
terrible. Come back to work, and I'm here now, and I'm having a blast.
Joanne, I just want to tell you, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep going.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, darling. We can't ever give up. We got to keep pushing forward.
That's right.
That's why I love this show. We just inspire. You guys inspire so many people.
Yeah, I gave up 35 different medications because they were giving me medications to take care of the side effects from the medication they gave me 2 weeks before. And I'm on all these medications. And one day I decided, why am I on all these medications?
Yeah.
It's stupid. So I gave them up. I quit cold turkey, everything. My doctor said, I don't advise that. I said, well, guess what?
It's not your body.
We go. And I was miserable for about 4 or 5 months. I was miserable.
I was saying the withdrawals of coming off all that, I bet.
Oh my God, it was awful. But
Oh,
it's
wow.
the best thing I ever did. I'm happy now. I'm having a blast. I'm out with the trucks again. And I can
You look
remember
happy. You got that big
my
smile.
father had trucks. And I can remember being a little girl and being around the trucks, and the tires were bigger than me. And then when was able to drive, when I was 14, 15 years old, I used to drive them around the yard and back the trailers in and stuff. And then
Wow.
I told him, I said, Dad, I want to drive. He said, well, you're going to learn to work on it first. And he
Mm-hmm.
told me later, before he passed away, he said, the only reason I did that was to discourage one of my daughters from driving. And
Yeah.
me and my sister, I have a sister and two brothers. Me and my sister drive. My two brothers have nothing to do with the trucking industry. It's
That's so
funny.
funny. Oh wow.
Yeah,
I wanted to mention this comment from Preston because it's a good comment. He said, "Truckers' wives make it easier for us drivers. I wish my wife could, but she holds a house down and takes care of our three babies." I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
exactly.
What would seriously? I mean, whether you are a trucker wife on the truck, or you're a trucker's wife at home, or a spouse or significant other, whatever you are, whoever you are supporting as far as a truck driver, you guys, I've always said it, are the unsung heroes. You're the ones that are taking care of the household, taking care of the kids, taking care of the grandkids, paying the bills. Something breaks at the house, you're the one that's taking care of it. Automobile breaks down, we can't do it, you've got to do it. So I just truly think that you guys are the ones that don't get enough recognition. I know all of us truckers are essential workers and all that crap, but just like with the military, like Lori was saying, I've got two daughters that are married to, he calls, what do you call them, babe? Air boys. He calls them air boys. They're both in the Air Force. So I've got live boys. There you go. So I've got two boys that are in the military. My daughters are constantly, their husbands are being deployed and they're having, so it's the same thing. Fly boys. You heard me. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to do another commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about Jason's Law here. If I could figure out all my buttons here. Sorry, guys. I get this figured out. We got new commercials tonight, so I want to make sure we show them. So here we go.
Please visit Troops to Trucking on Facebook. Are you a soldier who is ready to lead the service? Are you looking for a career where your military skills will be of value? Why not look into becoming a truck driver? The sole purpose of Troops to Trucking is a group to help assist military veterans and active duty preparing to transition in their efforts to become professional truck drivers. We are proudly partnered with Truckers TV and Truckers on TV. Truckers TV, presented to you by the original multi-stream trucking platform. Truckers TV is built by truckers for truckers and is a proudly veteran-owned business that has recently just partnered with the Weather Channel. Truckers TV is about truckers coming together and sharing their life on the road through their windshield. Come join us and learn about the ins and outs of the trucking industry. Follow all of our amazing truckers and their lives on Truckers TV, streaming 24/7 on Facebook.
All right, let me get us all back here. So for those of you guys, I know most everybody knows what Truckers TV is because Lori and I stream for there. We talk about it all the time. If you don't know what Truckers TV is, it's cool, especially if you maybe are not a truck driver and you're always kind of interested in what the trucking life is like. It is literally like reality TV, but it's us. We're showing you the road. We're showing you our lives. Sometimes it's just us driving down the road. Sometimes it's like right now, Larry and I are held up in a hotel for the weekend. But you get to see the real lives of truckers. Some of them are single, some of them are married, some of them, their wives are at home, or like Lori and James, they're on the truck together. So it's a really cool, we're very proud to be partnered with Dennis and Arnie, and they allow us to stream our show on there, and they allow Larry to stream his show on there. So we're really happy that we're partnered with them. But if you have ever been interested and curious about the trucking community, I highly advise go to Facebook, look up Truckers TV. You'll see us on there. You'll see Lori on there. You're going to see lots of cool truckers on there and just get to see their lives. And it's a cool experience. I know you're loving it, Lori.
Oh my gosh. We did a cool live the other day where we got pulled off for an inspection.
Larry and James.
So we got to walk everybody through that. It was kind of boring because they were just staring at the hood. But I was walking them through what was going to go on and why they were doing it. I thought it was a pretty neat thing, you know?
Yes. And Larry just corrected me because I made a faux pas. It is Larry and James's show. I'm so sorry. Truckers on TV. They do their shows Friday night. It was a faux pas. I didn't mean to say that.
It's okay.
But anyway, and I want to mention the other cool thing about it is we get a lot of fans that watch us, and a lot of the same fans over and over again, and they interact with us both on while we're streaming and off streaming. Some of them text us, some of us call us. So the people who are our fans they become more like your family more than your fans. So it's a really cool interactive experience. So highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out.
People always ask questions about that. And this is what I say. And this is the view about streaming. My opinion. When we stream, there are fans. But the fans become friends. The friends become family. Then they become our family out there on the road. They keep us going, you know?
Yes.
Like I was telling them earlier, yeah, it might be me and him and my dogs. But you know what? Sometimes even our conversations get dull and boring. So it's nice being able to talk to other people.
Yes.
Well, because you're a dang living clown.
Rita Odell, who's one of my favorites. Like if I ever did a show and Rita didn't comment, I might cry because I look forward to her comments every show. She says, good Saturday evening, good subjects tonight. Have a good night and a Sunday. Love you all. God bless everyone. Thank you, Miss Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
We all know Rita.
If you're thinking about streaming, let us know. We'll get you hooked up.
Yes, we will. We will definitely get you hooked up. And we might, depending on Lori and James's schedule tonight, we might do a foursome on Truckers TV after the show.
Oh, girl. We're so doing that foursome. You told me a foursome.
I know. Okay, so I'm going to get back to Jason's Law, and I'm going to put up his picture, and then I'll take you girls off for a little bit while I discuss this. So give me just a second. Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, I forgot. I need to tell you about that.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try this again. Okay. Lori, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, thank you. All right, so this is Jason Rivenberg. Sorry about that, guys. I think I was having some issues here. In 2009, he was a truck driver who was shot and killed in an abandoned gas station. He was 12 miles away from his destination. He was ahead of schedule, and the delivery site that he was delivering to did not allow trucks to show up early. Having no rest stations or gas stations nearby to park at, the abandoned gas station appeared to be his best option. Willie Pretzler III shot and killed Jason and took off with $7 in cash. Jason Rivenberg had a wife and a 2-year-old son, and 13 days after his murder, he had a set of twins. His widowed wife took this incident and sought to change the landscape for all truck drivers and their safety when looking for a safe place to park and rest. The efforts did not go unheard and gained massive support from the trucking community and both major political parties. The bill passed and went into law under the Highway Registration Bill in 2012. So here is just a little bit about it. And again, I cannot stress to you guys enough. I'm only briefly going over Jason's Law. I encourage you strongly to visit Real Women in Trucking. Desiree Wood has done so much work with Jason's widow to get this law passed. So I cannot stress to you enough. Visit Real Women in Trucking, either their Facebook page or their website to get further information on this, because I'm just kind of going over this a little bit. But here's a quick summary of what Jason's law does. It is a construction of safe truck parking facilities and the construction of public parking facilities next to commercial truck stops and travel plazas. They also use existing facilities for truck parking, including inspection and weigh stations and park and ride facilities, which is one of the things that I've noticed over the last few years, that a lot of the weigh stations are now starting to put in more parking to allow truckers to have safe haven parking there. And part of that's due to Jason's law. They also do construct turnouts along the national highway system and promote the availability of publicly and privately owned parking. Make capital improvements to public truck parking facilities currently closed on seasonal basis. So that's just a brief, here, let me bring, I'm not going super into detail, but one of the things like with us, who we drive through, we are always given a safe haven, which is nice. And it's mainly because of the security clearance of a lot of the loads that we travel with. So in other words, if we were to get to our destination early, they would say, hey, go here to this safe haven. It's a safe place. It has, a secure lot and there's security there. So we're very, very blessed and lucky that if we ever got to a delivery early, we always have a safe haven that we can go to and feel protected at. But a lot of times when you're delivering to urban areas such as Detroit, which has had an incident before, and California, a lot of times there's not a lot of truck parking. And so the truckers are forced to have to go into the urban areas or go into places that are not safe. And that's when they're putting themselves at risk. That's why there's so much that they're trying to do to try to get truck parking changed out there.
Can I say something about that?
Yes, please.
The company I was leased to before I got sick, I hauled explosives. I worked for Tri-State out of Ohio. We hauled dynamite, blasting caps, that kind of thing. When we parked, we had a permit to park in a safe haven. We had to be able to get to that place.
Yeah.
Park our truck because of what we were hauling.
Yeah.
But we were team, so it wasn't that bad. But it, like, somebody always had to be with the truck. Even being a team, one of us had to be sitting in the truck.
Yep.
While the other one went in and ate. That's when they had restaurants and trucks. Or in truck stops. They don't have restaurants and truck stops that much anymore.
No, it's junk.
Yeah, junk food, which is wrong. That is totally wrong. I just totally disagree with that.
Oh.
But we had permits to be on certain highways, to be on certain roads. There were places we had to have escorts. I mean, it's very complicated what we had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very similar in what we do too, and we're lucky that we have a company that does provide that. A lot of trucking companies don't offer that, and you're on your own. And then when you're getting to some of these like really industrial areas and there's no place for you to park that's safe, well, then they're going into the subdivisions and they're going into the urban areas. And then that's when the truckers have to worry because, I mean, we all know there's even truck stops out there that are not the safest. It doesn't matter. No, not well lit. A lot of homeless people hang out there and crime. And so, I mean, it's not just rest areas or whatever, or the urban areas. It's, truck stops too. So, it's just, I think it's something that, obviously the politicians are going to have to work with, which we know how well politicians work together, but it is a serious issue. There's more truckers coming into the industry. There's more trucks out there on the road. There's not enough safe parking for truckers, which is the most important thing. I'm not talking about just truck parking. I'm talking safe truck parking. Would you want to park your truck there? Would you feel safe there? That's the most important thing. We don't want to see our truckers getting hurt like Jason. And I'm so sorry. I had the other name. There was another driver in Detroit that was burned alive in his truck. It was very similar to Jason. He had arrived at his safe haven. He had arrived at his stopped in Detroit, Michigan early, and they did not have a safe haven for him. So he parked outside the gate until that company opened up, and he got robbed, and they burned him inside of his truck. And I apologize profusely because I had his name written down, and now I can't find it. But there's legislation that they're trying to do. His widow is also trying to do to try to help for safer truck parking. So again, I skimmed over truck parking tonight because we've only got an hour-long show, and I can't really get into a ton of detail. But please, 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 there's tons of great information out there. Real Women in Trucking has done a ton of work. Desiree Woods is a huge fighter to try to help us get safer parking out there, especially as women. So I cannot stress you enough. Real Women in Trucking, first of all, immense resources. I mean, on every topic, every subject, they do so much. So just, if you haven't join, first of all, the membership's worth it. And just visit their website because they have great information.
My company is very supportive of Real Women in Trucking. In fact, they had a convention out west. I think it was in Las Vegas. I'm not sure. But one of our trucks was pulling their trailer. The other day, there was a picture of it. I can
That's so
send that
cool.
to you. I can send it to you. And one of our women that worked for the company I work for, it was pulling that trailer.
That is so cool. Well, I can tell you one of the women right here was Queen of the Road this year for Real Women in Trucking.
Yes, exactly. I've been in Real Women in Trucking since it started, actually. I love that organization.
Oh, my God. Talking about a bunch of strong women.
Yes.
On this subject,
Desiree is awesome. She is an awesome woman. She really is.
Yes.
Since we're on this subject, ladies, you have to protect yourself out there on the road. We've had our truck broken into once already also. So
Luckily, we were in it.
you can find these on Amazon. You can buy it as a set. It's like $13 a set, but I do recommend this. Pepper spray, ladies. Okay?
Yep.
And then it's a taser.
Yep.
Okay?
Got one.
I really recommend you buying these and keeping these on your truck.
Yep. Got them do that.
We can't have any of that. It's so sad. We can't have anything.
What?
I don't.
No, when the riots were going on, we were so upset. We can't have anything. I can't have mace. I can't have pepper spray. I can't have anything on my truck, especially because we go to so many military bases. Nothing. We'll lose our job. I wish I could. I mean, I wish I could carry pepper spray on my keychain at least going into a truck stop or something. That would make me feel better. And we are gonna do a show on that. I'm thinking 2 weeks from now. We want to do, it's got to be all about trucker safety and tips that we can give to women, like putting your seatbelt through the door, all kinds of good tips because we need to keep our women safe out there.
Wasp spray.
Yes, wasp spray. That's actually, we did keep that on our truck. Hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. We did. We don't anymore.
That'll
we did.
Stop somebody out hoping.
Yeah, because that's what was recommended. They're like, well, if you can't keep pepper spray, keep wasp spray. I'm like, maybe that'll work.
I agree.
It does. They say it does. I don't know. I never tried it.
Larry said hairspray and a lighter.
Right?
Like Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial. Okay, I'm showing my age.
I agree with Preston's comment.
I want to say one final thing and then I'll keep my mouth shut. I want to thank you for having me. I really want to thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed this tonight.
I've enjoyed having you on here.
I want to be back.
You're going to be on next week for sure.
Yeah, you're going to be back. Really?
Preston said it needs to be made where every driver should be able to get a permit to carry. It would definitely help if it was. Yeah. I agree with you 100%, Preston. You know, in my opinion is if you can get a license to conceal and carry, if you're eligible to conceal and carry, by all means, I think you should be able to. I know a lot of companies don't allow it. My company's one of them, but I've always been a starch. If you're, if you can pass it and get it, I think you should be able to conceal and carry. Anything you can do to protect yourself. Let's see. Okay, Robin said hairspray. Yeah, Robin said hairspray too. Someone says I have pepper spray. Oh, hey, someone has pepper spray that looks like lipstick. Okay, now that's pretty genius.
Yeah. It looks like
I like that. Robert Gray said, my pastor's dog passed away at 18. I'm very sorry about that, Robert. That's very sad.
sorry.
So just to recap, so I know we're getting ready to cut the show. Hold on, make sure I've gotten everything in here. We talked about Catherine, Toys for Tots, Meal Train. Okay, hey, we did everything on my list tonight.
Well, I do have one more short little thing that I want to kind of say before we get off.
No,
All right.
I'm kidding.
Okay. So, ladies, I know that you saw my video the other day. I was immensely stressed out. Okay. It wasn't nothing towards anybody, but I just want to say we do love all you divas, but we are really, really busy. So if we don't answer your message or comment, give us some time because we will do it, but just be patient with us, okay?
Yes.
The hurtful messages kind of hurt us too, you know.
Yes, I was bombarded on my vacation by someone who wasn't happy by me because I didn't respond quick enough. And one more thing in regards to that, a lot of times I do get comments from people. They'll send me messages, and if we're not friends, it goes into my other folder that I hardly ever see. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. A lot of times it goes into that folder because we're not friends. So if you're going to send me a message, send me a friend request, and that way I can be sure to see it. I'm not ignoring you. It's just a lot of times I don't see that other folder until once in a blue moon it pops up. So,
or the other thing you can do, guys, if you do send us a private message and in one of our chat groups that we're in, say, hey, I messaged you. I do it to Angie all the time because Angie gets busy.
Yes.
I'll be like, hey, did you see my message? Hello.
Why aren't you answering me?
If anybody new or even old has a question or anything for me, they're more than welcome to look me up. Joanne Mills. It's very easy. That's the way I am on Facebook,
and
Instagram,
we love you.
and everything. So just look me up and ask away. I'll be happy to answer anybody.
Absolutely. Robert said, here's another good suggestion. Walk-in twos when out of the truck. Yeah, it's nice, but honestly, I think sometimes it's unrealistic to walk in twos, especially if you're in a hurry and one person's fueling and the other person's walking. It is good practice to walk in twos. Unfortunately, the lifestyle that we lead, where we're always rushing, it's not always easy. So my number one thing, which I've always said, keep your head on a swivel and keep your head out of your goddamn phone. Don't be putting your head in the phone and walking into the truck stop because you're not aware of the people around you. And I see it happen so often. Or they'll be walking with their phone in the hand or texting somebody and almost get hit by a damn truck. Come on, common sense. Head on a swivel. It's no different than when you're in that driver's seat and they tell you to keep your head on a swivel. Same thing when you're walking through a truck stop. You got to make sure a truck's not going to hit you and nobody's going to come up from behind you. Oh. Okay, we got to, let's see. Jessica says, I haven't talked to anyone in about a week. People get upset, but they don't understand how hard this week has been after surgery. Yeah, Jessica's recovering from surgery. Yeah, I mean, our private lives, sometimes we just get busy and it's hard to keep up with messages. It's like, please don't take it personal. I know for a fact, and I'm not exaggerating, if you guys saw my Facebook Messenger, I get easily 50 to 75 messages a day. 50 to 75 is a lot to keep up with. And so that's why sometimes I don't get back to people immediately. And I know Lori's inbox is exactly the same as mine.
It's always going on, guys. It is. And I try. And so I know Angie does too. We both try really hard, guys. But like I said, if we're in a messenger group together or something, I don't even care if you got to put on the diva and say, hey, Lori, Angie, I left your message. Okay, post it. Because we don't know.
What? Sorry, go ahead. I just had a thought real quick. Before I forget, Lori's been posting all kinds of great information on Trucker Safety Divas. We do want to put this out there. We're making a lot of changes to Trucking Safety Divas. we've got some moderators that might be leaving because, personal life and all that stuff. So we are actually looking for new divas. You know, as we're looking for new divas. Joanne's going to be a diva. So if you think that you can bring something fresh to the show, whether you're Tucker's wife, Tucker's spouse, whatever, if you have ideas and you would like to, our number one thing is you have to promote positivity to our women. We're too tough on ourselves. Society is tough enough on women. So that is the most important thing. We want to uplift and support our women, no matter what field they're in, whether they're a trucker's wife, truck driver, spouse, a dispatcher, a mechanic. I don't care who you are. The number one thing is we want to uplift and support everybody with no judgment in our group. So if you think that you bring some positivity to our group and you have some ideas for us that you would love to share, please contact Lori and I, because we would love to have you on the Divas. And just like with Joanne, we're going to have revolving divas on the show. It's not always just going to be Lori and I. We want to start getting our divas on the show. And so we're going to be making a lot of changes over the next couple of weeks to improve the show. So please, if you're interested.
Understand that we are making these changes, and it's not for the, it's for the better, okay?
Yes.
We're tweaking stuff to make it better, guys. Even Trucking Homeland's probably going to change some. Trucking Sisters will change some. So just to let you know, bear with us while we're tweaking all this to make it better for you all, okay?
Exactly. Okay, guys, we're going to get ready to wrap up the show because I know we have gone over. I'm going to add Joanne back in here. Good show, ladies, and congratulations, Joanne, on your new job. That's from Gary Hodgkins. He said, congratulations, Joanne.
And Angie, to answer your question, steak and baked potatoes.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed being here. I really did.
We are so. I know. We're going to definitely. Kathy Hilton said, great show as always, ladies. Jessica said, I can help. Yes, Jessica, we are going to utilize the hell out of you because you have some good ideas.
You're on the list, honey.
Yes. Tiffany said she could be one. Let's see. I got time for one message only. Carol Crawford said, be safe out there, ladies. Thank you for what you are doing. And Kevin said, if people know you, they understand about the message thing. Exactly. So one last thing before I get ready to go here. Lori and I were very busy this week handing out lots of Tree to Trucker cards. For those of you who follow us on Truckers TV, we've been very vocal. Any stars that we get through the Tree to Truckers program, through Truckers TV, we put straight into Tree to Truckers. Our goal is to try to reach as many truckers as we can, simply to tell them thank you. So if you give us stars, that's where the money goes, and we show you where every amount goes to. If you would like to donate, please go to Facebook, find Treat a Trucker, and you can make a donation there. I'm going to hopefully find a subway and get some more cards tomorrow.
If you buy a truck stop, all that money also goes back into the shows or Treat a Trucker. We don't make a dime, guys.
Nope.
Okay? I just want to put that out. We don't make anything from this. This is because we want to.
Yes, Lori and I have got merchandise up on the truck stop on Facebook. We just added some new Christmas merchandise. Lori's adding some new Christmas merchandise, and we have some veteran merchandise coming up. So you can also visit the truck stop on Facebook. Again, whatever we make off of that, a profit goes straight back into Treat a Trucker and also our Truckers Relief Program, which we're helping with Catherine this month. So please be sure to visit us next week. We'll be here again next Saturday. Again, we're going to have Joanne again. We're going to be talking about women wanting to go into the trucking industry and what CDL school is like and how to get started. Next Friday night, I have no idea what the guys are talking about, but I guarantee they'll have a show Friday night at 7 o'clock. We've been trying to get them to pick out some topics. Lori and I are like, come on, we need a month's worth of scheduling here. We'll get it figured out. Yes. So anyway, thank you guys so much.
The dogs prepare to fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we're seeing that. All right. Thank you, Joanne, for being with us. We're going to have Joanne again back next week. And you guys all take care, and we will see you guys back next Friday. Bye, everybody.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Good night.